So I wanted to give an update on a problem I was having with one of our personal cars. It is a 2012 Chrysler 300C with the 5.7 Hemi. This car had set a check engine light or a trouble code for camshaft position timing. And after digging into it a little bit, I decided to remove the timing chain cover off the front of the engine and found a broken timing chain guide and pieces of parts, different parts in the oil pan. It was depressing to say the least. One of the things I found, and I'm not saying this is the root cause, but one of the other broken parts I found was the VVT solenoid valve had basically self-destructed. You can see it here. I installed this 2 years ago. When I installed the engine, it was a Dorman part. I don't know if there was a failure in the valve, a defect in the valve, or if there was something else. But I replaced that, replaced timing chain set, timing chain guides, and I also put a Melling high volume oil pump on the engine because it had low oil pressure at idle, which in hindsight I think was probably because the solenoid valve had failed and was moved out of position and basically caused less back pressure on the oil pressure circuit in the engine. But when I got it all back together, the camshaft timing issues were gone, but I had a new trouble code, and that was a P0524. P0524, it's an oil pressure code, and it was because the higher volume of the oil pump. And my plan was to just tune that code out using HP tuners, but I found that that trouble code is a permanent code, which means that it will not, the PCM will always see it until the PCM sees the correct condition, and then it will clear it. So did some more research, and with the help of the Reignited YouTube channel, I found that you can basically modify the signal going to the PCM, the oil pressure signal, and reduce it to something that the PCM will accept as being closer to factory. This is basically a voltage divider, and you can get more information on Reignited's YouTube channel, but the wire coming from the oil pressure sensor, I just installed a 1 kilo ohm resistor in line, and then that goes on to the PCM, and then also installed a 4.7 kilo ohm resistor that ties in just ahead of the first resistor, and then that leg is grounded. And I chose these values because I was looking for somewhere around 20% drop in oil pressure. It's about 18%. It was the calculated drop. And what I found is that before the PCM was seeing 70 psi, and after installing this, it dropped to 55. And I've put 300 miles on the car since I did this, and it's been great. It hasn't set any codes. So I just wanted to show you what that looks like practically. This female connector, this is the wire, is attached to the wire coming from the oil pressure sensor. On a 2012 Chrysler 300, it's a purple with gray trace. And I installed this female connector and the male connector on the other end. So this is the original, if these were connected together, this is the original sense wire for the oil pressure sensor. And I did this so that I could revert back if I needed to. So what we have is the signal coming from the oil pressure sensor now goes to this connector. So that gets plugged in there. See if I can do this one-handed. I'm not real crazy about this style. These are older MetroPack connectors, but it's what I had at the time. So now it goes through the 1 kilo ohm resistor, and then that gets plugged in to the wire going to the PCM. All right, you probably don't want to watch me plug this in, so. And then in the same loom is the 4.7 kilo ohm resistor, and it runs, I grounded it over here to there's two ground studs on the inner fender on the passenger side, so I grounded to that. So it was a simple fix, and I'm really happy that Reignited put it on. It helped me out a lot, and hope maybe this can help you too. Thanks for watching.